Hi, my name is Ray, and today I am going to do the impossible. In the past, you have seen me work 1,000 times with art supplies that cost $1 single. And I'm not gonna lie, I was able to make some really cool artwork with those supplies. But today, I'm gonna take that art challenge to the next level, because I'm gonna make an art piece with literally every single thing I need for less than $1 total. And in this video, not only am I gonna do it one time, but I'm gonna do it twice. I'm gonna make 2 different art pieces where everything is under $1. Tax not included though. I'm not that torturous to myself. Now the rules for this video are pretty simple. I'm gonna make 2 drawings and all the materials for each drawing have to cost under $1. And the second rule is that I'm not allowed to use anything around my house to help me with these drawings. No watercolor, no pencils, no special erasers, no kneaded erasers, literally nothing but 5 hours of sleep and a dream. This is probably the most extreme challenge I think I've ever done, so I'm kind of nervous about that. I have no idea what's about to happen. So without further ado, let's get started! Alright, starting off, we are going to Target because surprisingly they had the best deals this week. And yes, I am doing voiceover because I have severe social anxiety. But yeah, we are gonna make our way to the school supplies, which is in the seasonal section in the back. And in order to make art, I need 3 things. Something to draw on, something to sketch with, and something to color with. So for something to draw on, I need really thick paper, and I'm not gonna find that in a notebook. But where I am gonna find thick paper is in a folder, because the inside of this is made out of an untreated poster board. It's perfect. And did I mention they were only 15 cents? So a paper folder is the first thing that I'm taking. Alright, now I need something to sketch with, so I'm making my way over to the pencils. And as you can see, most of them were out of our budget completely, except if you look really closely, I was able to find some pencils for only 39 cents for an 8-pack, which is honestly not that bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and 100% take these. Now I'm gonna need something to color in the drawing with, and my only option is crayons, but I mean, can we look at the prices for a second? Like, what do you mean $7 for crayons? No, we can't do that, no. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get these ones that are on sale right now for 25 cents a piece. Also, free headband if anybody wants one. And that is the last item. That's all the money we have today for this challenge. So I have nothing left to do except start the checkout. And this was really cool because the grand total, all I had to carry with me was $1 single. It was amazing. Okay, so I'm back and I'm happy to report that I've secured the bag. Also, by the way, I finally got, after like 5 years, a brand new chair. It's a lot bigger than my other one. It makes me a lot taller. But rest in peace to the croissant chair. That thing has been through it. So for this very first drawing, I have all these 3 items, and it costs a grand total of, drumroll please, 86 cents, with 14 cents back. First, I feel like we need to talk about the elephant in the room. This being the elephant, obviously. I'm sure a lot of you are probably wondering why I chose to get a paper folder instead of a notebook, and I did this for 2 reasons. The first reason is that the notebooks were kind of expensive. 45 cents? Like, do you think I'm made out of money? The second reason is that I didn't like the blue lines that are on the pages. I could have used the back cover and the front cover as paper, but usually the covers are coated and it's really hard to put crayons on them. And then the back page, which is made out of cardboard, it's too rough on crayons and it probably would not show any of the pigment. And thus the idea of the folder was born. The next thing that I got that is definitely an essential when it comes to art supplies is, of course, number 2 pencils. And the only thing that I hope for this pencil is that the eraser is actually decent. I hope it's not one of those erasers that whenever you go to erase, it leaves this nasty mark all over the page. So let's see if this pencil actually erases. Ah, why did I turn on this light? So far this pencil writes really well. It writes like a regular number 2 pencil, nothing out of the ordinary.
Thank God.
But now here's the real test, how it erases. Oh my God, it erases. Everybody, it works. It's not a bad eraser. Hallelujah. Oh my God. And now this brings us to the main star of this video, the crayons. These are Target's knockoff brand called Mondo Llama. I've never used them before, and I'm not gonna complain at all because these only cost 25 cents. All right, so upon first glance, sorry, I have to smell crayons every time I use them, I have to smell them. And these smell good. They smell like crayons from like the 1990s. Oh my God, they smell so good. All right, so now that I'm swatching all the colors, my very first impression is that these aren't too bad. It has a pretty good array of colors. I really like the pigment specifically in the black. I feel like it's really dark. So far, not bad. But I feel like the true test when it comes to seeing if crayons are okay or not is whenever you compare them to the gold standard that is Crayola. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a blend test and see how these crayons blend together. Crayons in general are kind of hard to blend, but I feel like Crayola does a good job of it. Okay. While the Crayola is nice and smooth and beautiful and a seamless transition, we have the knockoff, which is not as nice, it's not as smooth, it's kind of chunky, it's very textured, and for some reason kind of reminds me of like reptile skin. So I really do like the pigment, and I was feeling very confident at first, but now I don't really know. But it's okay, whatever. I am not afraid of taking on a challenge. So let's go ahead and do this thing. Oh my God, this crayon, guys, if you do too many layers of it, it like scrapes itself off the page. Do you see that? It's like scraping itself off. Okay, so I'm done with the drawing, and I don't think you're ready for it.
I don't actually know if I'm ready for it.
And before you see this, I just want to say that I tried my best. But regardless, I think it came out pretty well, so here it is. Trying to blend and layer the crayons was insane. In order to get them to mix, I actually had to rub my finger to create heat in order to actually get them to mix and smooth down a little bit. And the reason that I really wanted this drawing to turn out good is because I want to show people that you don't need expensive supplies to make artwork. In fact, and this is a little treat for you guys, I was cleaning out my stuff the other day and I recently stumbled across the very first drawing that I ever sat down and tried to do. And literally all I had was a pencil and printer paper. And it's just insane to think that this whole art journey, my whole life, would have never happened if it wasn't for that drawing. For this video, I promised you guys that I would show you 2 different scenarios on how to make artwork for under $1. So for the second scenario, we are gonna need to go back to Target. But this time around, instead of the school supplies, we are going to the pens. And oh, what is that I see? Some pens on sale, you say? To be honest with you, I haven't done a pen drawing in a while, so I'm gonna add it to the basket. Now, as you're about to see here in a second, these pens took up most of my budget, so I'm gonna have to get the cheapest paper I can find, which is, surprise, more folders. I'm sorry, I can't get over the fact that it's only 15 cents. That's such a steal. And this will be the last item because I'm not able to afford anything else. So let's go ahead and check out. Okay, so I got the goods. Oh my God, I almost hit my eye. Did you see that? I almost hit my eye. And it's only 2 different things. I got a paper folder, you already know what's up, and this 10-pack of Bic pens. I got these super cheap because the store was having a sale on them, and in addition to that, if you have the Target app, you can get an extra discount. If you take away the tax, it was a grand total of 99 cents. I feel like pens are definitely an underrated art supply. Everybody always thinks of watercolor, they think of crayons, they think of paint, they think of colored pencils, but I feel like nobody ever talks about pens. Because this pen is not the best in the world, I like that because you're able to get a good variety of really dark swatches and really light swatches. And another cool thing that you can do with a ballpoint pen, especially if it's dried out, is that you can actually open this up, take out the ink, cut it open, and use it exactly like watercolor. Now, I have done this in the past. It works really great because this kind of ink is water soluble. And if I was allowed to use tools in my house for this video, I would have loved to do that. But like I said in the beginning of this video, I'm not allowed to use anything else around my house except what I have. So unfortunately, watercolor pen is out of the question. And one last thing, for this segment, I am not going to use any kind of pencils because it wasn't allowed in my budget. So literally the only two things I'm going to be using are the pen and the folder. So let's get started. Okay, so I finished the drawing. And let me tell you guys, I literally held my breath
The entire time.
because there was no erasing for this one. I literally could not afford any mistakes. So the whole time I was drawing this, I was holding my breath. I was trying not to move. I was working super slowly. I felt like the pressure was on, and at any moment I was gonna mess up and ruin the whole drawing. So yeah, here are both drawings. They cost a grand total of less than $2 a piece to do both of these. And I still have leftover art supplies. So guys, I hope this video inspires you to go make art regardless of what supplies that you have. And if you're interested in the supplies that I love that are under $20, I will put a link in the description box down below. You don't need anything fancy, just go out and do it. And yeah, with that being said, guys, thank you so much again for watching. I hope you have a good day, happy drawing, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye.